Judge in Texas is hearing arguments in a case that could jeopardize access to abortion pills.
And the ruling could come as soon as today. A lawsuit from anti-abortion groups say the FDA should not have approved the drug. When used with a second pill, it's considered the most common method of abortion in the U.S.
Joining us now is CBS News legal contributor and Loyola Law School professor.
This is a gigantic fuck you, an additional fuck you to the American, to the civil liberties, the consistently eroding civil liberties, okay, of American women. Yeah, they're not done. The anti-abortion sick perverts are not done eroding your civil liberties, your bodily autonomy. They're still doing it. They're going to go fucking even further. They're going to make it so that it's like illegal to even think about having an abortion. If they could get away with that, they would do that too. Every evangelical is going to hell, okay? Straight up. Straight the fuck up, dude. You got a one-way ticket to hell. Have fun with it. Anyway, they went judge shopping, as of course one does, to find like mepesferone or however you say it. I'm not going to be able to say the fucking abortion. The aborificient. Fuck! It's so hard to say. Both of these words are very difficult to say. Why can't they just say aborabo pills? Fuck me. Okay, anyway. It's so fucking hard to say the name of the pills and all of that stuff. Anyway. Jesus Christ. Okay, so the aborabo pill in question is possibly going to be pulled off the markets. They want the FDA to regulate it or stop selling it altogether. They judge shopped, found a Trump-era judge that was put into place. The judge is like a clear piece of shit. Yeah, mifepristone, abortifacient. Shut up! That's hard. That's too hard to say. Anyway, so they literally want to stop like women in red states from even being able to access this via mail. And yeah, this is where we're at. No more baby pills. This guy probably is going to given, I don't even know if he has in the time frame that I said I was going to actually cover the news and didn't actually cover the news, but this dude is a giant piece of shit. Okay. Fake feminist? Yeah, exactly. I am a fake feminist. I'm a grifter. So the guy's a giant piece of shit. He is not allowing the media to even He's not even allowing the media to actually, or any witnesses to actually take part in the trial.
Professor Jessica Levinson. So, Jessica, this drug was approved by the FDA more than 20 years ago. Why would a judge overturn that decision?
Well, because there's a group asking him to do so. And what they're saying is that the FDA didn't go through the proper procedures when almost a quarter century ago, they did approve the drug. And they're saying that the drug, despite it having complications in only about, I think, 0.3 to 0.4% of situations, they're saying that the drug is harmful. And so in this case, I do think it's worth repeating that if another judge was hearing this case, it probably would not see the light of day. But people know that if they file in this district, there's only one judge who will hear that case. This is a very conservative.
I love how, like, openly they're like, yeah, we found the biggest piece of shit who will definitely give us what we want. We also stacked the Supreme Court with a bunch of other pieces of shit who will further give us what we want. And therefore, there is nothing you can do. There is no democratic means of pushing against this. You just can't do anything. We can judge shop. Okay, here's what might happen. Here's a thread. DOJ will seek an emergency stay from the Fifth Circuit as fast as it can, review Maddie's opinion, and draft a motion. They will likely lose. The Fifth Circuit is dominated by highly partisan Republicans like Kyle Duncan. Then it goes to SCOTUS. I think there's a real chance that the SCOTUS grants a stay. There is no legal basis whatsoever for banning mifepristone, which was approved 23 years ago. The statute of limitations to file this suit is 6 years. However, the GOP controls SCOTUS's practice. When the Biden administration asked for an emergency stay from a hack judge like Kaczmarek, has been to deny the request. So there's a real risk that Maddie's order could remain in effect for months or more. If SCOTUS denies a temporary stay, the question whether to permanently reverse Maddie will still be on appeal. The Fifth Circuit gets the first shot, and it may intentionally delay its ruling to leave Maddie's decision in place for as long as possible. The DOJ will likely lose again. Most likely after the Fifth Circuit rules, SCOTUS will hear it again. I would be surprised if even this SCOTUS allows such a lawless order to remain in effect forever, but there's no guarantee that the DOJ wins. Depending on what Maddie the K's opinion says, FDA may also try to bypass him by reapproving mifepristone, although I'm told that process could also take months, so buckle up. Looks like shit is about to get super lawless. So understand that, this is like literally one tiny marginal aspect to like counter the already horrifically undemocratic thing that the Republican Party did. Right? And they're like, nope, you can't even do that. You can't even get like fucking mailed in abortion pills if you truly, truly, truly need it. Fuck you. This is what happens when you make hating women and denying women their bodily autonomy the entire political movement. Fire.
Judge, and I think that's why we're having this discussion now, is because potentially he will try and do something which is unprecedented, upend the FDA approval of this drug.
So, Jessica, it was specifically selected for this region, but it could potentially have national impacts. Tell us the implications that this judge's decision could potentially have on abortion rights nationwide.
That's a great question. So you're right. What we're seeing more is national injunctions. And so what people are asking for is not just say that the FDA was incorrect in approving mifepristone, not just for this district in Texas, but nationwide. And so at least temporarily, if the judge does in fact issue a nationwide injunction, that would mean that mifepristone cannot be prescribed and used throughout the country.
Well, Jessica, can you explain the transparency concerns about the judge presiding over this case?
Judicial activism is okay when we do it. There is not a singular fucking judge on this planet that is impartial in the way that they adjudicate. I'm sorry if you think that, you are a clown, okay? There is no impartiality in a system that is slanted towards the right to begin with. So even if you try to arrive at some level of impartiality in this right-wing process, this right-wing system, you are still doing the bidding of the right. The only reason why right-wingers can get away with claiming that the left has activist judges is because the criminal justice system usually is very slanted to the right. That's why anything that is seen as like lenient against that kind of behavior, against that kind of attitude, can be correctly called out as activism. Meanwhile, right-wing activist judges have created the Federalist Society. There is not even an actual fucking comparison to that. There is no Federalist Society equivalent on the left. There are some formations that are similar, but they do not benefit from the accumulation of wealth that the far right has. The ACLU, they don't have judges, brother. The ACLU is an organization of lawyers. How would you compare the ACLU to an organization that literally picks? I work for the ACLU, you idiot. Wait, I'm so confused. Are you on crack? Who are you talking to? Oh, you're shitting on the other guy. Yeah. This motherfucker said the ACLU, dog. Leave me alone. Not him, the other guy said. The Federalist Society is very openly a group of like far-right freaks that try to fill up their networking group with as many far-right freaks as they possibly can, with the express purpose of filling up the Supreme Court with far-right judges who will push for far-right opinions. That's it. The ACLU is a liberal institution that tries to combat that by way of like opening up lawsuits. They're lawyers that do that, not judges. There is no left-wing, judge scouting farming operation in the same way. Yeah, the ACLU also does not recruit law students and fast-track judgeships like the Federalist Society. So should progressives open up a Federalist Society equivalent? That's a wonderful and a laughable idea. It's like saying, should progressives lobby the federal government for favorable, for favorable laws and rules and regulation? No, this is a bourgeois system. It is created with the express purpose of trying to protect the bottom line of corporations and the mega wealthy. You are not going to be able to set up a counter system by just putting more money into that same system. The best thing you can do is try and organize. The best you can do is organize your workplace and try to avoid the top of the hour ad break, which comes at the top of every hour. If you no longer want to see those ads at the top of the hour, the mechanism is set in place. All you need to do is subscribe, which you could do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that favorite broadcaster is me. Or you could potentially engage in one kind of collective action, which is by being lucky enough to get gifted a sub. That's it. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. But yeah, the only thing you can do is organize your workplace, build a mechanism of pushback. The only place you have power is when you are united. The only time you have power is when you are united. The only place you have power is when you are united at the workplace, okay? Where you can strike at the heart of capital by preventing them from generating or extracting additional value from you. Thank you, Flocky, for the 10 gifted subs.
So the judge presiding over this case in a teleconference on Monday, I think basically said, the reporting is, you know what, we're going to have this hearing on Wednesday, but I'm going through a lot of security threats that this district, I think he said this district, not this court, is the recipient of death threats. And so I don't want to publicize it. Now, everyone can understand that people want to stay safe. The concerns with respect to transparency is that this is the people's forum. This is a court where he's going to make a decision that will affect many, many people, and to try and shut that off, not just to members of the public, but also members of the press that then educate the public. That's where the transparency concerns.
They really literally, yeah, dude, America, by the way, where you can do this behind closed doors too. You can erode, you can have a fucking activist, like right-wing psychotic lobbyist group come in, judge shop, find the fucking best judge that will definitely erode civil liberties, okay, by stopping you from getting a fucking drug. Like, how crazy. And then ultimately that judge could literally shut it off. They could shut off the court proceedings to the media so you're not even informed by it. It is fucking bananas.
He ultimately did acquiesce, and now, of course, we know the hearing's taking place. That's why we're all talking about it. And the next step is, of course, for us to wait for probably a written decision. He could give a decision from the bench. He could give an oral decision, but I think more likely is a written decision, because this will be appealed almost immediately, probably to the Fifth Circuit there.
All right, we'll be following it. Jessica Levinson, thank you.
What is this? Why is this an anti-bourgeois stance? What do you mean? Brother, why is anti-choice a bourgeois stance? Wouldn't capitalists want less pregnancy to keep the working class at work? Brother, I don't think you understand. These kinds of wedge issues are tactically deployed with the express purpose of dividing the working class, so they're too busy fucking fighting for their own like civil liberties rather than actually uniting along class boundaries. That's it. This is a wedge issue just like anything else. The idea of like, and also more pregnancies mean more workers, but more importantly than that, they want American citizens to keep having children. They don't want to constantly refresh the labor pool with, immigrants.